The Rosicrucian teachings state that the purpose of all life, including our lives, is to serve as a mirror for the divine to untiringly contemplate its own reflection. So the purpose of our life is to serve as a mirror in which the divine untiringly contemplates its own reflection. So in the Rosicrucian lessons, the two interesting concepts are described. The Rosicrucian lessons explain that actuality is the underlying vibratory essence of all things. It exists beyond perception in the invisible structure of the universe. Its source is pure beingness. Reality is how we perceive the world through our senses. It is personal, filtered, and shaped by biology and beliefs. This understanding of the Rosicrucian view of actuality and reality reveals not only the nature of the universe, but also the role of our consciousness in it. Typically, we describe the three dimensions of space as height, depth, and width. Past imperator H. Spencer Lewis described a fourth dimension. He said that in addition to these three dimensions, there is the vibrational actuality underlying physical form. And ancient Egyptians spoke of the realm of the Duat, D-U-A-T, the field of pure potential where all that exists began its journey into form. This is actuality. We are beings of energy swimming in an ocean of energy. Our lives and everything in the universe are like waves in an ocean. The waves rise and fall, creating lifetimes, but they are never separate from the ocean itself. Modern science echoes this mystical insight. Quantum physicist John Hagelin describes a unified field, a self-aware, intelligent field from which all laws of nature emerge. He says, quote, "This unified field is a self-interacting field of intelligent consciousness, the self-sufficient source of all existing things." Deepak Chopra describes, quote, "thinking non-stuff, energy and information, infinite in potential." This aligns with the Rosicrucian view that the cosmic is an intelligent, creative field, and the mind is a receiver, not a generator of spiritual impressions. Our lessons offer that through attunement, we can transcend illusion and perceive the vibratory truth of the universe. Cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman states that what we see is not what's real. Instead, our perception is like a computer interface, similar to a video game headset. Useful, but not the truth. His theory of positive geometries suggests that fundamental reality consists of, quote, "complex, high-dimensional, mathematical structures that exist outside of space-time, which then emerge into space-time through the space-time headset of conscious agents." And that's us. We're the conscious agents. His concept of positive geometries aligns with ancient teachings about the vibrational and possibly geometrical or mathematical nature of creation. And we'll talk about Pythagoras' view on this in a few minutes. Years ago, while standing in a redwood forest, I placed my forehead on one of the trees. In that moment, I received a flow of symbols that was something like hieroglyphs and something like Hebrew letters, but they weren't either, revolving like a slot machine before my mind's eye. It was stunning, and I felt like something had been downloaded to me, although I still don't know what exactly. And it felt like the tree briefly wiped away the fog on the screen of my perception, allowing me a glimpse of actuality. The Rosicrucian teachings state that all matter is vibration, a combination of positive and negative forces emanating from the ether. What we see, hear, and touch is just a projection of deeper forces. Plato described this as the world of ideas. Plato wrote, quote, "The entire universe and everything in it is but the finite projection of an idea set forth by the divine itself." End quote. In his allegory of the cave, Plato described reality as shadows on a wall that are distorted versions of higher truths. What lies in the light of the sun is actuality. Plato described what he called forms, eternal, perfect, and unchanging ideals or archetypes that represent the true essence of things. They include abstract ideals like beauty and justice as true, unchangeable forms that exist in a separate realm. Pythagoras saw numbers as something similar, as non-physical and eternal realities that provide the fundamental essence of the world. Pythagoras believed that numbers were the ultimate actuality that literally constructed the universe. His sacred tetractys was the formula for creation. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And he showed that 1 is the point, 2 creates a line. So if you have two points and they connect, it makes a line. If you have 3 points, it creates a plane, and 4 creates a cube, which makes the space for the elements: earth, air, water, and fire. Could actuality really be unfolding mathematical formulas or patterns? Could that be what those revolving symbols the redwood tree shared with me were? So how do we move beyond illusion toward actuality? The Rosicrucian lessons provide many techniques. We can meditate to still the mind to receive impressions from the soul. We can use visualization to form spiritual counterparts for mental creation. And we can cultivate intuition, the inner voice of wisdom. And we can serve by living in harmony with cosmic law. The Rosicrucian lessons encourage us not to deny the material world. We work to transcend it by aligning with higher vibrations. The Rosicrucian teachings tell us that when we attune by aligning with higher vibrations, we become more aware, more compassionate, and more aligned with our purpose. Now, why does this matter? In a world focused on appearances, we risk losing sight of our deeper nature. If our senses are illusions, we must learn to see inwardly. If matter is not the source of life, we must turn to consciousness. If we are more than bodies, then our lives are sacred journeys of unfoldment. Understanding actuality can free us from the fear of loss or death. It connects us to others through unity and it grounds us in the eternal. In your museum, the Rosicrucian Egyptian Museum in San Jose, there is a hand mirror, and below the reflective part, there is the face of the deity Hathor. Often, a mirror would be in the shape of an ankh. You're probably familiar with this. An ankh is a cross with a loop at the top. And in the mirror that we have at the museum, you have the cross and the loop at the top, and right there below the reflective part is the face of the deity Hathor. The ancient Egyptian word for mirror was ankh, and that's also the word for eternal life, and the symbol, the cross with the loop at the top. Now, some Egyptologists theorize that this was a pun or a play on words. An ancient Egyptian mirror in the shape of an ankh was called an ankh. But I think it was something much deeper than that. The ancient Egyptians didn't really kid about the afterlife or eternal life. For me, this symbolism of the reflective part, and there is the deity's face, is showing that this is the divine looking at us, looking at the divine, looking at us, and so on. We are serving as mirrors in which the divine untiringly contemplates itself. Let's practice a meditation. Please sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths, becoming more relaxed with each exhalation. Now breathe normally and focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, no problem. Just bring your attention back to your breath, or you can even say to yourself, thinking, and then go back to focusing on your breath. Now, attune with that aspect of yourself, that level of your vibratory energy that can attune with higher planes of awareness. With your thoughts, activate the part of you that has that ability. Now bring your awareness to the space between your thoughts, the pause between each breath. This space is the field of actuality. Attune with that. Use the part of you that is able to attune with this field and do that. Visualize a shimmering field all around and within you. It permeates you, and you are swimming in it. It is immeasurably large, beyond space and time, and intimately close. You are not separate from it. You are of it and in it. Now, quietly affirm, I align with actuality. I am enfolded in actuality. I am actuality. Now go even further. I am. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. The Rosicrucian teachings tell us that all life serves as a mirror for the divine to untiringly contemplate its own reflection. We are mirrors in which the divine experiences all the aspects of itself. We are beings of energy swimming in an ocean of energy. Every wave of that ocean creates a lifetime. And in the stillness of meditation and in the clarity of intuition, we remember who we are. We are not just waves. We are the ocean experiencing different patterns of itself. Thank you.